I'm inside. It's been too cold for me to go out, and I've been checking on things and everything's doing well, but I haven't been spending a lot of time outside because it's just been too cold, too windy. So I've been cleaning a lot of the stuff inside. I've been rearranging so that they get a better sunlight. I've been fertilizing some stuff inside. So things are changing. Things are looking good. Even though they don't get outside, things are doing well. I'd like to show you what I have. Here's my plant corner. Well, the collection's always growing, but this is the main corner that I have a lot of flowers and plants, and you can even see them hanging from the ceiling here. These two plants that I have in the pot are two different types of vines actually. You can see that their leaves are a bit different. These ones are a little bit purple and green, and these ones are just green, so I've successfully managed to have those ones coming out of the pot right there. And then underneath it, I have a lot of little plants that I'd like to show you. I'm going to hold off and show you this one. Look how tall this one is. And then look how small that one is. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this one here in a little bit, so I'm going to set that off to the side. But look how massive that thing is right now. This one that I'm talking about here is my money tree, my money plant. Look at those leaves. Look how they look like a hand, kind of, right? The money tree, it's a good luck. These leaves are good luck. And if you look really close down here, you can see that the trunks of this tree, they kind of cross together, and that's also a braided, it kind of looks braided. And then I just have some decorative rocks in here that I've collected on my adventures, and then I put them in here just to decorate, as I've done here. This little one here with the rocks as well, this one's called a pilia, and it has very circular leaves compared to this one was a very big leaf. This one's circular, and if you look really close in there, that little tiny taco, it looks like a taco or a burrito, it's just starting to bloom another leaf. So these are the leaves, very circular, but this was one I actually saved from the Pomeroy Center. I have another collection over here of plants, as you can tell. I had saved these from the greenhouse actually at the Pomeroy Center when no one was coming in on site at Pomeroy. I was about the only person going in and checking in on the garden, so they were just kind of left in there and they were drying out really bad, and I saved them. If you look really close on this one too. Can we get in there close enough? You can see the rocks. I kind of decorate this one to have some color in there, but you see this other little taco burrito? There's another one that's gonna be growing in there. So it's growing out towards the light, out towards the sun. This is a type of succulent, and it kind of has some red and some green in the leaves, and that's kind of why, other than it's fuzzy, that's why I was attracted to this plant, because of the color in there. Can you see that? The way I have it twisted right now, you can see it's trying to grow towards the sun, so all of these stems have little roots underneath there that they're trying to root into the soil, but they're really loving the sun that we've been getting in this window here. As you can see here, these are the ones right next to my desk, and I had the little pilia in the pink pot here, but I moved that. This one is actually one of the first indoor plants that I ever got here. This little one, it's called an umbrella plant, and this one is smaller than the first one I show you, but it still looks like it has fingers, maybe a little bit more fingers, but that's why they call it the umbrella plant, because it looks like it just covers, like you could use it as an umbrella. Here's one of the fresh leaves, but this is one that's doing so good. If you look in there, if you look in at that stem, it's grown so much that it's starting to get a little bit crooked right here. See where it's starting to get crooked because it's growing so much towards the sun that I have to keep twisting it so that it doesn't just hunch over. You see it right there? So it doesn't bend all the way over. I'm going to have to get something eventually that helps stand it up just a little bit upright. This nice colorful one, this is called a croton. Not a crouton that you put on your salad. A croton. It has very pretty colors, and these are actually very common in Hawaii, so you'll see them out there have very red and orange, because the more sunlight and the more warmth they get, the different colors, the more red that they will be. So you can tell I have a little bit of mixed variety color here, and there's some little babies coming in. You see these little leaves? Those are going to be the new ones, so I'll have to let you know what color those turn. But yeah, the croton, as warm as it gets and as much sun as it gets, it'll create beautiful colors. So this one's acting like it's gonna send out some new ones, but it also acts like it's gonna have a leaf die off so that these baby ones can come out and bloom for us. And you see I have some little sand dollars that I have here. Just some cool stuff that I find on my adventures, and I poke in my plants, I keep them. Love grows here. I think so. I got a lot of love growing on this shelf. And then it's right underneath where I keep the hanging pot. Look at how big this one is, and look how beautiful. This one was actually a birthday gift. I'm hoping that the colors come through there. Bright pink and blue and purple. Oh, there we go. Some of my favorite colors. See if it's a type of bromeliad, and it has very sharp. There's been a couple of times that since it's in my room, I've scraped my arm or my hand or something because these leaves, these are the leaves. They're very serrated and they're very big. Do you see how much bigger this one is? But this is one that's another really good beginner plant, the spider plant. You can see it growing more leaves in there. And this was actually one plant that sprouted into another plant that sprouted into another plant. So there's three growing in here, but it looks like it's just one plant, right? In this cute little pot. So that's the spider plant. Here's a tiny little one that I am gonna have to actually transplant out soon enough. I love this one. This one has a really cute name and an explanation as to why it's so cute. You see how these leaves, oop, there's a little fuzz there. You see how these leaves look like they have little fingers at the tips there? Do you know what this plant is called? This plant, what do these look like? They look like they're clapping, kind of. They look like little fingers and little hands. This is called a bear paw. It's a succulent. This one's called bear paw just for that reason, because those tiny little leaves look like little paws. They kind of look like a little kitten paw or a bear paw. And that's right next to this mystery plant that I keep talking about, right? All of these little mystery plants. We'll get to it, but look at this one that's hanging over here. There's some little babies that are starting to grow out, and then you see right here along the stem, it's another succulent. So this is kind of like my succulent corner. I have a lot of succulents. We're finally going to talk about the mystery plant, and this plant really is a mystery to me. Do you see all these little plants that we have here? We have some really, really tiny, tiny, tiny babies, and then we have some mid-size, some a little bit bigger than that, some a little even bigger than that, right? And then we have this big one here, and what's funny about these, they're the same plant. Do they look the same? Look at the size difference between all of them. But they're the same plant, and look at how this one looks slightly different. Look at those leaves, they're very jagged, right? You see these are very jagged leaves. The same with this one here, but it has less leaves on its whole stalk compared to this one and this one. This one's showing its roots, and this one's leaves are jagged, but they're not growing as close together as that one. That's what's really funny to me. And then you have the babies that all look different even from themselves. And then the teenagers. I don't know, this is a whole family here. What do you think? Do I have too many? Not enough? Should I get more? I think I have some more space. What'd you think of that? This is very different. I have to get back outside and send you another video, but I thought you'd like to see my room, see the plants that I have, see that they're all over in my life. I love plants, and hopefully you learned something new today. I miss you so much. I hope to see you soon.